Today I'm going to show you this makeup look from scratch, and everything I'm using today is from brands that were founded by makeup artists. As always, everything I've used is listed in the description of the video, but please feel free to substitute the steps with whatever you've already got at home. At the moment in the UK, it's really warm, and so instead of doing a makeup with loads of different layers, I thought I'd keep things relatively fresh and then add a pop of blusher and a nice bright lip so that everything feels put together. So I've already done my skincare, and the first thing I'm going to use on my face is the Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation. Now I'm giving this a good shake, and I'm in between tan days at the moment. Some days I have used my drops, other days like today I'm kind of exfoliating, ready to do it tonight, so hopefully this will still be a nice match. To apply this, I'm using the Jones Road Everything brush, which is fitting because I'm planning to use it for quite a few things today. And I actually wore this Seamless Skin the other day, and what I noticed about it is, I mean, it does what it says on the tin. It gives a really skin-like finish. This is slightly more matte in finish than I would usually wear, and the result of that is that it looks like your skin. I love anything glowy usually, and I'm all about adding the extra radiance, but the nice thing about this is it sits quite undetectable, and then of course you can always add your extra layers if you wanted to make it more dewy, or you can add powder to make it more velvety. But I just think this is a really great option for if you don't want to look like you've got loads of makeup on, but you just want a little bit of a freshen up. I'm just looking at the Jones Road Everything brush. What I would say about this is that it's quite firm and dense, so I think this is also going to be lovely for things like your cream bronzer that you want to buff into the skin. But look at that already. Really kind of glides on. Nothing feels too heavy. I'm going to take a tiny bit more, but I just feel like it's really quickly evened everything out there. Okay, I'm going to continue on the skin theme, and the next thing I'm going to use is the Doll Beauty cream bronzer. Arguably a completely different type of makeup, but again, two incredible makeup artists, Sam and Danny behind Doll Beauty, are really your go-to. I mean, you can use their makeup for whatever you want, but if you live that really super glam polished finish, they have loads of like great more is more products, but the cream bronzers are new. In fact, I'm going to use the same brush to try this. As you can see, first time I'm going in. What I love about cream bronzers actually, and I'm just going to buff this on the back of my hand. This is the shade Light, and it comes in several shades. What I love about cream bronzers is that they have a really healthy kind of look to them. I find that if you're feeling a bit tired or you didn't sleep the best, I know it's only like the smallest change, but that creamy consistency can make a huge difference to like the overall glow of your skin. Now, as you saw when I started, I want to make sure I keep this redness covered, but I also want to pack on the bronzer. So the way I'm going to achieve this is to pat this on rather than rubbing it in. And I'm just going to do lots of little pats, being really patient to make sure that I blend this well into the hairline. Speaking of hair, like if you're wondering what's going on with my hair today, you and me both, join the club, but like it's too hot to be getting that Mark Hill mermaid waver anywhere near me. So maybe we'll all just turn a blind eye to my hair for the purpose of this week, because I don't think any of us are able to kind of sustain our regular grooming habits in this heat, are we? So now we've knocked out the redness, got a bit of warmth to the skin, I'm going to go straight in with some blusher. This is something that comes up a lot actually. You know, if you've knocked out the red, why do you add blusher again, or can you add blusher again? I'm using one of the Jones Road blusher sticks for this, and I'm just going to kind of press it in with my finger. This again is one of the things I haven't used yet before, so I don't know how pigmented it is just yet. But I think with redness, a lot of it can feel out of your control. This red is in all kinds of areas of your face, and you look at it and you think, oh gosh, like it's taken over or it's really prominent. And so I love wearing blusher because I feel like you take the control back, you put the rosy flush where you want it to be, and like it's lovely having that little flush of colour. It can feel too much when it's all over, or it's raised, or it's angry, or it's flared up on a day when you didn't want it to be there. But once you've corrected it where you don't want it, it can feel really nice to put it back in. So if you're one of these that feels like you don't know how to put it back on because you've spent all that time taking it away, baby steps, use your hands so you've got lots of control, press it on, and you can still enjoy all of these colours in your complexion, but you can put them where you actually want to see them. Now, I would usually powder, but I think because Lisa's foundation is more velvety and I haven't used cream in the areas that I would usually powder, I'm just going to leave it. I'm using now the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe. This is a lovely thin pencil to just give quite a hair-like finish to the brows. Okay, just quickly before I do my eyes, I thought these were really interesting. Morphe have brought out a range of completely vegan brushes. There's lots of different shapes and sizes. They're really well priced. They're very affordable given like the kinds of shapes in particular that are coming through here I often see from kind of pro artistry brands. And the whole point is that, you know, if you wanted any kind of shape for your kit, they've got it. I'm going to use a few of these as I do my eyes. But another thing actually I just really wanted to emphasise, and I'm going to get better at emphasising more and more. While I do this, by the way, I'm using the VIEVE Eye Wand in Sand. What I love about these videos, like let's say for example this week, I've been travelling quite a bit for the last few weeks. And so this week I'm trying lots of new things that have, you know, come around recently. I have things like my new Eliza column, which I'm really excited about, which is all about sharing maybe, you know, tried and tested makeup techniques and weaving in those newer launches. But I never want you to feel in any video like I'm saying the only way to achieve that look is to use this exact product. I want you to just enjoy having a switch off and watching. And, you know, let's say for this makeup, for example, if you've got a foundation, a bronzer, a blush of any description, a soft brown, you can absolutely use whatever you have to replicate the steps if you like the look. And by all means, you know, if I think something is great, I'll absolutely share that with you. But I never want you to feel like you have to buy something new just to follow along. I remember years ago, I used to be a personal shopper for beauty at Selfridges. And if someone booked in, I would tell them, please will you bring your makeup bag so that I can see what you're already starting with, so that like if they've got 6 eyeliners, the last thing I want to send them home with is another eyeliner. And a majority of people that booked in had loads of stuff and they just said, I don't quite know what to do with it. And a majority of the time, the thing I'd send them home with would be brushes because they had everything. And it's just if you had this brush to blend it or this brush to give you a fuller coverage with it, whatever it might be. But the point I'm making is you probably got more than enough things at home. So just enjoy without me feeling like I'm telling you that you have to get every single thing. That's not the case. However, all of this said, I've noticed recently that Instagram has chopped our maximum time down to 15 minutes, so I need to get a move on. So this is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm just going to do a tiny bit. Over the eyes would be one thing because I want this to set, and then I'm going to do my liner on top of it. After that whole spiel about I don't need to powder, all of this, it's just a meltingly hot day. So that's gone out the window because the sun's beaming down on me. Okay, if you've watched these videos for a while, I'm going to do my lips now, which makes, like, usually I'd do my lips last, but I'm thinking in my head I'm going to make a TikTok out of the liner clip. So I'm going to use Lisa Eldridge's pencil in Intrigue. I'm going to follow this up with Lisa's lipstick in Sunday Matinee. Now then, Jamie Genevieve's VIEVE liner. When she was putting videos up of this, I really noticed that it's a really jet black. And I know that sounds really obvious, but a lot of the time with liquid liner, even a slightly blacker formula or a second layer makes such a huge difference to how kind of crisp and lovely it is. Like if you think of Adele's liner and you think of how just striking it is, it's because they've used something extra glossy and probably a couple of layers. So let's try this one. Really happy with that. Now we've got to match them up. This could be the next thing. Okay, they're not identical, but two things. First of all, once I've got my mascara on, that will be less noticeable. I'm just doing a second layer of this to intensify it. Although, side note, I have to say that is so jet black. Really, really great liner. But second of all, you'd be there all day getting them absolutely identical. And like, as I say, if this was a makeup client, I would do it really, really bit by bit precise to make sure that it was symmetrical. But for my day-to-day life, like I am literally going to sit at my desk after this and do some emails. It's not the end of the world, and I'm not going to waste another half hour doing all of this. And every day you have to make that choice, like what's more important. You've got another half hour in your friend's garden, or your eyeliner is absolutely symmetrical that they're not even going to notice because they're just waiting for you to get there so they can tell you about their chaotic week. Do you know? Right, just to show you as well, what I've been doing through this makeup is gently pressing this little makeup remover pad. This is one of Sally's pads with her Revolution collection. It's so sweaty. The best thing to do is blot away the excess moisture and then build over it, because if you were to put powders or anything straight onto that, they'll go on clumpy and they won't stick as well. Whereas once you've patted away the excess moisture, it makes a really big difference. And now I'm going to use the Doll Beauty mascara. Again, these small things that you notice when it's a makeup artist that's made their brand. The first thing I noticed when I tried this is that the wand is really, really long. This is one I've had for ages and I really rate. I know I said a lot of it was new, but this is like tried and tested faithful. Really long wand makes it really quick to get your mascara on, and a lovely like glossy black too. And then I think after one last little dusting of powder to help to lock all of that into place, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I love hearing what kinds of things you want to see in videos. I don't read my DMs, but I always read the comments. So leave me a little comment, let me know anything that you'd like to see in a video and I'll get to it. But thanks for watching, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll chat to you soon. Take care.